I get to spend a few minutes with a duo that's now a trio that brings so much to the table. Hard Rock Rising, the global battle of the bands, which means that this was in almost every hard rock on the planet. And in 2017, when every hard rock was holding Hard Rock Rising, we did here in Atlantic City, and Ken Shiles and Sabone won Atlantic City. This is what they bring to the table. Their harmonies, well, you won't find harmony like this in too many places. It's natural, God-given, and you will absolutely love this. They do have a name in Atlantic City, but we're reaching places outside Atlantic City. And today, with Ken and Sabone here, we're going to also introduce you to Originaire. And we'll tell you all about that in a second. Ken and Sabone, it's awesome to have you here. And I thank you for coming on Shore Local Live with Berman.
Thanks for having us.
Okay. We know your music. You're acoustic. You're unplugged. And we'll even put you in the folk category.
Yep.
So with so many bands going rock, not a lot of people go acoustic in the folk category. What drove you to that?
So I don't use any effects, and I kind of pride myself on that.
Mm-hmm.
I love the fact that like we could play our set completely unplugged anywhere, and it'd be almost the same as if we were plugged in. And with as much technology as everybody has recently, there's not a lot of bands that are stripping down. Everybody's trying to add layers, and I don't know.
So with your voices and your acoustic accompaniment, yes, you absolutely bring it. Where did you meet?
I through her mom. We met on a gig. Basically, I played a gig with her mom, and
Your mom's a musician?
Yeah, Jerry McGorry.
Wait a minute. See, now we're doing this interview live, and I did all of my homework, and I know everything. I didn't know that, and I know your mom. Your mom's awesome.
Yeah, she's the best.
I just saw her with Dan Mulhern.
Yeah.
Come on. That's your mom?
It's my mom.
Okay, hold on a second. Berman's impressed. I had to do it. Oh,
Yeah,
she
so he
is a
opened up-
sweetheart.
Yeah.
Whew. Okay, go ahead.
so yeah, I opened up a house concert for her mom, and then she just told me I had to meet her daughter, and my booking agent at the time asked if I could put together a duo last minute. So I messaged her on Facebook. I said, "Hey, like,
We've never really talked or met, but
come, like, play a gig with me," and kind of the rest is history. Because like we didn't rehearse beforehand. She showed up, and it just was. We knew right off the bat that like we had something significant. Yeah.
Now, I got to tell you, one way you can tell that Ken is a musician, he hasn't let go of the Dunkin' Donuts coffee. And honestly, it's true. It's true. Who in that business does not rely on Dunkin' Donuts, on Dunkin' coffee? I know Starbucks as well, but, you know, we all love Dunkin'.
We do.
Let's talk about Originaire. You've taken Ken Shiles and Sabone to the next level, adding violin.
yeah.
And you've always had the banjo though on your tracks. When you did Hard Rock Rising,
We had an upright.
you had upright bass. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
upright bass at Hard Rock Rising.
Yeah.
So now you're adding violin. What brought that into the mix?
We met Valerie at a singer-songwriter in Cape May, and she kind of just added to the essence of what we were, that raw, stripped-down feel. You know, we could have this fuller sound, but not, you know, turn it into rock. It still has that folk feel to it.
It does, but it's not missing anything. It's all there. It's complete. It does add a very nice aspect
Right.
to your
And
music.
it's almost like, for me, the violin is almost kind of like a a heartfelt, like sad feeling instrument.
Mm-hmm.
So like it added another layer of like
Melancholia
Yeah,
to our
and-
already melancholy music.
That's true.
it's a whole different feeling to it.
So this segment comes from my former radio show called The Best Music You've Never Heard. I love indie bands. I love indie artists. And the thing for me is we hear what they want you to hear on radio, on Sirius, but it's the best music in the world you're not hearing because there are so many singer-songwriters. And here in Atlantic City in South Jersey, we have a plethora of the most talented people on the planet. As I've said before, in 78, prior to the casino's opening, people moved here, musicians, to be in the house bands. And these are some of the most talented people on earth that still reside here. So even though a lot of the casinos, sadly, have gone with singers with sequencers, we like musicians. We like people to be playing and backing themselves up. So you have plenty of work doing Ken Shiles and Simone covers. But this is the best music you've never heard. This is about Originaire. And we're kind of introducing Originaire to the world right now because it's a new EP. It's a new concept. Not new concept for you. You've always written your own music, but now you're bringing it to the forefront. And with it, with this debut EP, you're also bringing something to the forefront. Your inspiration came from addictions that you both had. Can we talk about the title track?
Sure.
Off the Ship was kind of, when I wrote it, I was newly sober, and we like basically we're taught all these things and then kind of just thrown into the world, and like that's kind of how I felt in sobriety. Like all of a sudden we have this new life that we have to just learn how to live, and like you kind of just have to figure it out, and that's kind of the idea behind that song. Is
Your lyrics of this song reflect what you just said. What you just said, you actually wrote in that song.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the hook.
yeah, and I wanted it also to be relatable to people that like can kind of relate to it just with any aspect of their life, like just
Growing up
and
then having to learn how to, survive in the world
like
as an
when
adult.
we went to school, like nobody taught us how to like balance a checkbook or do important things, but then all of a sudden like you go out into the world and you just got to figure it out, or like it's the sink or swim thing. And that
Yep.
Wow.
That's exactly it.
And this comes forward in the title track. Now, you're not metal.
no
You're not rock. There's a purpose for everything. And I have to tell you, we live in a stressful world. We're not going to get into it. Whether it's your personal life, your work life, what you see on TV life. Everybody needs a little time to unwind. And when I was listening to the EP, I found myself getting into chill mode, lighting a candle, and just sitting back. And to tell you the truth, if I go to get a back rub in a spa, I would want this on. Can I have your feelings on what I just said?
yeah, I mean, we just want people to feel something, and it kind of just touches on we're not going to go run and listen to this music, and we tend to focus on more of a
Deeper issues.
yeah. So
Kind of like to dive into the depths of what people think and feel, and hopefully, and so we've been told, like, when people listen to our music, they feel something. That's the goal. That's it. If we make somebody feel something, whether it's happy, sad, reflective, like, our job is done.
When you sent it over, I listened. I felt something.
Great.
It's feel good, but it puts you in a different mood, and I like it. It's a great EP.
Call it
you.
reflective.
Yeah.
Well, yes, it is. I guess you could sit back and think.
Yeah.
Now, when we listen to your music, everybody is influenced by somebody. There's influences. When I listen to your music, okay, I'm having trouble finding an influence. I find that this is you. So is there somebody that maybe influenced you in this particular EP?
I don't know.
See?
It's a tough.
That's a tough question because we even separately have so many different influences.
And I've struggled. The number one question people ask you, like, who does your band sound like? And I have my personal comparisons, but like, I feel like a lot of our music comes from. There's a very wide range within this like small folk category. That like I can't say we sound exactly like anybody else, and that's the goal. Is I don't want to sound like anybody else. I want to sound like us, but I mean we both have a lot of different influences.
Simone, who's your influence? Who do you listen to? Who really moves you?
I mean, growing up, I listened to so much different music. Like, it's hard to say. Like, I listened to Stevie Wonder, Led Zeppelin, the Beatles, the Beach Boys, like, Celine Dion, the Spice Girls.
Wow.
Like, I listened to everything. I still, like, have no, like, I'll listen to anything.
But you grew up in a musical house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I, had a really wide... I was shown a lot of different music, classical music. I listened to.
And your mom's your mentor, isn't she?
I mean, naturally.
She is.
Yeah, like, and she didn't push me.
She's phenomenal.
She didn't push me either. I just kind of like was around music all the time, so it was like through osmosis, a lot of it. But I think like for our music, it's great because we have different like things that we like, and then we have a lot of similarities of music that we like, but the main thread is that our writing is like we're in the same like headspace about where we want our music to go, even if we can't really explain it.
Yeah, we joke around a lot that we were like separated at birth.
Yeah.
We have like a lot of really strange similarities, and
Yeah.
like we literally are like brother and sister.
Uh-huh.
And it's like we celebrate holidays together, and like we have this
Oh,
weird
that's
like.
great.
It's funny though because like there's a lot of stuff that's like unexplainable, and when you try to explain to people,
It's like
they're like, "What do you mean?" Like, and like the first question was always like, "Did you guys are you dating or like?"
We're like, no.
And I didn't ask that.
No, I know, but
I didn't. Okay, I got
But
it.
it's like when we play at gigs, like we have like a natural chemistry, and like people like want to assume that like.
Yeah, it's just musical.
And
It's crazy.
I have to tell you, you have the vocal part. You have that's there. The songwriting, you have it. Even in your cover world, you got that nailed. But you're also a great-looking duo.
Thanks.
Not
Thank
couple, duo.
Thank you.
So I think what you're doing is absolutely spectacular. We wish you all the luck in the
Thank you.
world.
Thank you.
And is there anything that you'd like your listeners to know?
We're gonna have a lot of music coming out in the next like year, and we've been really working hard to try to really establish ourselves as original artists, and we just hope that people feel something. And,
Yeah, and I would like to hear people's thoughts on the music, like their personal, like what I want to know what you felt when you listened to it. I'm interested in that.
And I think you should, because it's thought-provoking. It's going to give you the time to take a step back from your regular life and get to another space.
Right.
Where can people, first of all, get in touch with you for bookings?
on our website, we have all of our contact info.
Give us the website.
Originairemusic.com.
Originaire.music.com. It'll be at the bottom of the screen in the video. Those listening on radio, on News Talk 1400 WOND on Sure Local Live, you won't see it. See, it's radio. And so, but I want to thank you for coming up and spending a few minutes to just talk about what you're doing. You are great local personalities that I personally would like to see break out
Thank you.
Thank you.
and move on the other side of the island and just get out there because you're deserving. It's heart driven,
Thank you.
and we just love what you're doing. So Ken Schaus, Sabone, I thank you for coming up.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.
And again, go to the website, find out everything about what's going on with them, and then go out and support them, whether it's Originaire or the two of them. And I thank you for spending a few minutes on Shore Local Live on News Talk 1400 WOND. And now, a special live performance from Ken Schaus and Sabone off Originaire's new EP. This is the title track, Off the Ship.
I've always been simple. Just do what I can. I've always wanted different, but I am who I am. But you show me how to live, but I don't remember the way it is. But they said they showed us how to swim, but then they just threw us off the ship.
In this life it ain't easy, but we just try to live. Oh, and this world is so busy,
We just can't stop the spin. But you show me how to live, but I don't remember the way it is. But they said they showed us how to swim, but then they just threw us off the ship. But then they just threw us off the ship. You said it gets better. You said the pain fades with time. Would you stop me from falling if I fall out of line? But you show me how to live, but I don't remember the way it is. They said they showed us how to swim, but then they just threw us off the ship. But you said you showed me how to live, but I don't remember the way it is. But they said they showed us how